This is your 24-hour reading. If this message has found you, it has most likely found you for a reason. If you feel called to stay, please do. As always, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Divine Spirit, please tell me what it is we need to know for the next 24 hours. There's a decision being made on your behalf. Stop. I was literally going to say you're leaving something behind. And Six of Wands is literally the card of closing out cycles. This feels like an emotional cycle, something that's previously kept you trapped, maybe trapped. It's like a disbelief in yourself or a lack of sense of direction, and all of that is about to change. I feel like you're about to be given a gift or a vision or a verbal confirmation of what it is you're meant to do and where it is you're meant to go. And why do I feel like love is involved in this? Because we literally have the Lovers card coming out. So we have the Hermit card, the Ace of Cups, and the Lovers coming out. Okay, so not only are you about to be in your highest timeline of love, but you are also about to be in your highest timeline of emotional, financial security. Why do I feel like you're about to see life in a new way? Like where everything looks shiny and new. Everything looks like an opportunity for you to grow, to learn, to practice patience with yourself, to practice higher vibrational love and higher vibrational self-love, more importantly. We have justice being served. Okay, so what I feel is happening for you is a breakthrough. It's a mental breakthrough. It's an emotional breakthrough. It's clarity surrounding your current situation of love, your current love connection, or wherever you are in love. And it's also, more importantly, clarity surrounding what you're meant to do moving forward, where you are meant to go. It's like, I see things being set into stone or locked into place, like something is going to be locked into place. I feel like you're going to either see an apartment or you're going to see a house. You're going to see something that just lets you know this is where you are supposed to go. This is what you are supposed to be doing. And you are leaving something behind that just no longer serves you. Like this energy just is not for you anymore. It doesn't resonate with you. With the Page of Wands, this is new energy. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so pure. It's like innocent. It's young. It feels like it gives you life. It gives you life. And not only that, but it gives you financial stability, financial growth, not stability. This gives you financial growth. This is you growing into something more powerful than you have experienced before. And with the Two of Cups, this heavily is tied to soulmate energy. It's tied to a soul connection. So maybe you're meeting a friend, but this could also be related to your love connection. There's something happening with you in business with someone else. Taking things seriously. I feel like divine is just showing you a way forward. Like you are going to receive the way forward, everything it is that you need to know. You don't need to think about anything anymore. You just need to act on what it is you are receiving. Judgment is being called on your name. I feel like you're about to be presented somewhere. Maybe you're presenting yourself. Maybe you are just going to show the world yourself in a new energy. Like I feel like this is a birth, a rebirth of who you are, of how the world sees you. I just keep getting the message of taking your life seriously, like maybe following through on plans that you've set. With the Fool card, trusting that this is the way to go. Thank you, God, the Queen of Swords coming out. This is what you need. This is the energy that we were waiting for. This is the energy that you were waiting for. You are no longer questioning your value. Wherever you go in this world, it doesn't matter if you're stopping for gas or you're walking into a club, you are not questioning your value. You are not questioning your beauty. You are not questioning your intellect. You are not questioning yourself. You are no longer questioning who you are and what you are here to do. You walk through this world with purpose. You walk through this world with confidence. You walk through this world knowing who you are, accepting who you are, and loving who you are. It's like set in stone. that belief in yourself, that you are here to do something great. And you are going to accomplish it with the strength as I split the deck. You are going to accomplish what it is you are setting your mind to today. Whatever clarity is coming in for you, it's already done. And that is why you are receiving it. Do not forget your value. Do not forget your word today. You're going to need it. You're going to need to be strong in the face of the people, the situations that God is about to place you in. You're going to need it. You have it. You are it. So don't question it anymore. I love you. I hope you have a blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you again. Dear soul, if these words have reached your heart, please don't scroll away as if this was just another video. Maybe this moment was heaven's answer to a prayer you've whispered in silence. Maybe these words found you because God wanted to remind you that you are still seen, still loved, and never forgotten. Before you leave, speak this promise over your life with faith. I am chosen. I am loved beyond measure. I am not forgotten. God is writing a beautiful story through my life, and His perfect timing will never fail me. Say it again, and then one more time. Let every word sink into the deepest part of your soul until your heart believes what heaven has already declared about you. Whenever fear returns, speak these words again. Whenever doubt tries to steal your peace, come back to this promise. God's plans for your life are greater than anything you cannot yet see. If this message touched your spirit, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love. Somewhere, someone is crying behind a smile, wondering if anyone cares, wondering if God has forgotten them. Your simple act of sharing could become the answer to their prayer. It could be the very message that restores their hope when they need it most. And if God places it on your heart to support this ministry through a super thanks, know that every gift, whether it's $5, $10, $20, or whatever you feel led to give, becomes part of something far bigger than a donation. It helps these messages of faith, hope, healing, and God's love reach thousands of hearts that may be searching for encouragement today. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for standing with this mission. I pray that God blesses you abundantly, opens doors no one can shut, restores everything you've lost, and pours out His favor over your life in ways that leave you in awe. May He return your generosity many times over. Fill your home with peace, your heart with joy, and your future with His perfect blessings. Together, we are more than a community. We are a family of faith, lifting one another, sharing God's love with the world, and reminding every soul that no one is ever beyond the reach of His grace. There's a specific kind of prayer that does not use words. It lives in the quality of your hoping in the particular way you have been moving through your life. Building, becoming, doing the work of being
someone worthy of what you have been asking for, while carrying, somewhere beneath all of it, the quiet and persistent sense that there is something still missing. Something that you have been reaching toward in the private interior of your experience without always being able to name exactly what it is or when it will arrive. You have been in that reaching for a while now. And the thing I want to tell you, the thing that keeps pressing through with a clarity and an urgency that is hard to sit still with, is that the reaching is almost over. Not because you have given up, not because you have adjusted your expectations downward to something more manageable, but because what you have been reaching toward is no longer ahead of you. It is here, right now, in this specific and unfolding moment of your life. But let's start with the other half of the story, because there are two people in it, and the one you have been focused on, the one whose pace and behavior and inner workings have occupied more of your mental energy than you would probably like to admit, is in the middle of something significant. This person has been moving slowly, deliberately, watchfully, with the particular care of someone who has learned through enough experience to be cautious about what they commit to. They have been observing, gathering information, building their understanding of who you are through the quiet accumulation of small observations rather than through direct engagement. And while that pace has probably been frustrating from your side of it, it has not been indifference. It has been the very specific behavior of someone for whom caution and care are the same. But something just changed. Not gradually. Not in the slow, trackable way that might have allowed for preparation. In the sudden, sharp, almost physical way of a realization that arrives without warning and rearranges everything it touches. They have understood something about you, about what you represent, about the specific and irreplaceable thing that exists in the space between your two lives that they did not fully understand before. And in the light of that understanding, the careful pace they have been maintaining has become not just unnecessary, but impossible. Something intervened. Something outside of anyone's planning or management, a circumstance, a development in their world that either went unexpectedly well or unexpectedly sideways, that created in them this specific quality of clarity that only real disruption produces. Rotusans. The kind of clarity that does not arrive through calm reflection, but through the particular honesty of a moment when your usual frameworks fail you and you are left with nothing but the most basic and unmanaged version of what is true. And what is true what became undeniable in that moment of unmanaged honesty is you, not you as a possibility to be weighed, not you as a direction to be considered alongside other directions. You as the answer. The specific, clear, arrived at through everything else answer to a question their life has been asking in the background of all the careful, deliberate, beautifully managed forward movement they have been making. You are the way. That is what landed in them. And once something like that lands in a person with that quality of clarity, the escape routes stop being available. They have been trying to avoid looking at this directly. I want to say that honestly because it is one of the most human and relatable things in this entire story. Not because they do not care, because they care too much. Because looking directly at something this significant means accepting the vulnerability that comes with it. Means admitting in the private interior where the real admissions happen that they feel something they cannot manage. That you have gotten through every layer of caution they have built and reached something that was not available to be reached before you got there. They have been trying to hide from their own feelings for you, and they are failing. In the specific and actually quite beautiful way that people fail when what they are trying to suppress is larger than the container built to contain it. The feeling is pressing through regardless of the effort being applied to keep it back. Something is pulling them toward you, toward speaking, toward confessing, toward some form of communication that makes the internal truth external with a force that is becoming stronger than the resistance they have been applying. The confession is coming not as a dramatic declaration, simply as the thing that happens when a person can no longer hold the distance between what they feel and what they are allowing themselves to say. Meanwhile, you have been handling this with a grace that I think you have significantly underestimated. Whatever tests have been presented, whatever moments of inconsistency or withdrawal or ambiguity this person has offered as a way of assessing what you are made of, you have met them from a place that is genuinely above the level at which they were offered. Not dismissively, not from a place of performing indifference, from the actual lived, embodied higher ground of someone who can see more of this situation than the other person currently can. You see the bigger picture. You hold the shape of what this is and what it could become in a way that is not available to them yet because they are still inside the resistance rather than on the other side of it. Your steadiness in the face of their inconsistency is not something you have performed. It is the natural expression of someone who is genuinely grounded enough to wait for what they can see coming without being consumed by the waiting. That groundedness, that capacity to remain fully yourself while someone else is still figuring out how to get to you, is perhaps the most powerful thing about you right now. Here is the insight that I keep returning to, the one that sits at the heart of everything happening in this connection. Both of you have been praying for each other without knowing it. That is the part of this story that is almost too tender to hold without moving. You have been asking in the private language of your deepest hoping for someone who sees you, who matches you, who can stand beside you at the level you actually operate at without requiring you to come down. And they have been asking in their own private language, in whatever form their hoping takes, for something that makes the careful, managed, deliberately paced life they have been living feel like it has a destination worth arriving at. And here you both are, possibly in each other's proximity already, possibly having already met in some form, and still, in the tender irony of human perception, looking everywhere except directly at each other and asking the universe to please send what is already present. The intervention pressing into this connection is not complicated. It is simply the gentle, slightly insistent redirection of two people who have been praying for each other being turned at last to look in the right direction. You are already who you need to be for this. I want to say that without qualification, because there is a version of this message that could suggest you need to do more or become more or resolve something before the union is possible, and that version is not accurate. The self-acceptance you have arrived at, the clarity about your purpose, the full-bodied embodiment of who you are that characterizes where you currently stand, all of it is the specific readiness that makes this union possible right now. The previous obstacles, the stress and the difficulty, and the things that may have complicated earlier attempts at this connection or other connections, have lost their hold. You have moved through them, not by defeating them dramatically, but by continuing to show up for yourself until they simply no longer had the same power over the direction of your life. You are exactly who you are meant to be for this. Not approximately. Not almost. Exactly. And on their side, the upheaval is real. Things are changing around them with a speed they did not plan for, and that is requiring a level of internal reckoning that their usual careful pace does not accommodate. The structures that were in place, possibly including a previous relationship that needed to fully conclude, a previous chapter that had to completely close are being dismantled. It looks like disruption. It is actually preparation. The clearing of what is not meant to remain is the necessary and specific work required before genuine readiness becomes possible. And on the other side of this upheaval, something is emerging in them that is clearer and more honest than what was there before. A person who knows, without the previous ambiguity, what they want and who they want it with. The divine masculine in this dynamic is not just the romantic counterpart. They are the specific presence designed to inspire, to encourage, to admire with the particular quality of attention that makes the divine feminine's creativity and purpose flourish fully. Not because they are required to perform inspiration, because when two aligned energies come together, that quality of mutual activation is simply what happens. They become your motivation. You become their meaning. What I want you to hear more than anything else in this entire reading, what keeps pressing through with the most urgency and the most warmth, is that the desire has shifted. It is no longer reaching. It is recognizing. You, yes, you who has been carrying the hope of this while also carrying everything else, are entering a space that feels qualitatively different from the hoping. The wanting is giving way to the receiving. The asking is giving way to the accepting. Something in you knows, even if you do not have full conscious access to the knowing yet, that this is not coming from a distance. It is here, in the disruption happening in their world. In the realization that has just landed in them, like something falling permanently into place. In the clearing of the obstacles that stood in the way before. In the confession that is building its way toward expression. In the magnetic pull that is growing stronger as the resistance weakens. It is all here. Moving in real time toward the moment when both of you look up at the same time and see what has been present all along. You do not need to reach anymore. Open your hands. Open your heart, not with effort, not with the white-knuckled courage of someone forcing themselves to be vulnerable. With the simple, grounded, genuinely arrived, at ease of someone who has done the work, become who they are meant to be, and is now simply available for what has been arranged. Your person is not coming. Your person is already here. And the only distance left between you is the one that closes itself when you stop looking for them in the future and allow yourself to find them in the now.